Hello, I'm Paul here. Today I'm going to go over a strategy, and this is a pretty effective strategy. You can use this strategy on whatever time frame you want to use, but the longer you go, the better your results can be. This is using 3 moving averages, and there's also another indicator. So you basically want to use the moving averages to basically define the direction, and then you can scalp it with these indicators. The 3 moving averages is 9, 21, and 200, and then we'll also be using another indicator to where we can scalp and go with the trend basically. So I'm going to show you how to do this for crypto. We'll look at a couple of time frames. We'll look at the long ones and how you can actually read it, with these moving averages and this combination. So I'm going to show you how to do it today with Bitcoin, and then I'll go into the strategy again for other assets. Okay, so the first thing you want to do is you want to load up, you go to your indicators and you want to go to 3 smooth moving averages. And once you're there, you want to input 9, 21, and 200. The 200 I make a little bit more thick, and just make sure the other ones are bright as well. So then you got your 3 moving averages here. You got the 9, 21, and 200. And then the next one here, I've talked about in other videos, but this is the trend. It is the trend strength. It's the trend strength index. So what I do is I basically have my settings here. I change it up a bit. I make the colors bright, and I make my input here at 10. So all the colors are bright, and it leads it to looking like this. It really pops, really stands out. So once you have all that, you basically can apply the strategy. So what you basically want to do is you can do this different ways. For first thing you want to do is you want to look at where the 200 moving average is. And you want to base your trades based off of if the candles are above the 200, it is bullish, and you want to focus all your trades on basically being bullish. For the most part, if the candles are below the 200, it's basically bearish, and you want to focus all your trades on the price going down. So right now, what we can look at here, and we also have our 921. Now, one thing you can do is you can follow the 921 and the 200, and you can look for moments when all 3 of them cross. So there's about 3 ways to do this strategy. The first one is you can wait for all the lines to cross. So if you're looking at this on the day, that's not going to happen all the time. But if we go back to the time when it crossed, where the 921 and the 200 cross, we could have basically got in right here and just rode this whole thing out, and we would still be in profit. So if you follow the moving averages, it should lead you into some pretty good gains the longer you go in time frame. So if we real quickly look at this, let's real quick look at it on a weekly. Now you see it crossing. It doesn't completely cross there, but yeah, you see it kind of cross right here, and then the 921 also crosses, so that's another indication for bullish. But the 200 kind of goes away. But let's real quickly look at a smaller time frame. Let's look at a 6-hour. So we got the 6 hours. So what we basically have here is you want to follow your 921 and wait for the cross. You see it cross right here. You could have come in right here at this point and wrote it down. And it crossed again right here. So you could have come in right here and it would have crossed right here. You could have wrote that whole thing out. And you see it crossing down here, and that would have been some profit right there. Now, there are a couple fake outs doing this. This is not 100% guaranteed, because, you can enter into a consolidation period. So it's not a guarantee, but it works most of the time. See, it crosses right here. That would have been profit right there. Crosses right here. That would have been profit right there. Crosses right here. this would have been profit right here. So let's real quickly look at this on a smaller time frame. Now, the smaller you go in time frame, the more you'll enter consolidation periods. So let's just real quickly look at here. It crossed here, all this would have been profit. Across here, this would have been profit. It crossed here, all this would have been profit. Crossed here, all this would have been profit. So if you just follow the moving average, most of the time it should lead to some pretty good moves just by following the moving averages. So real quickly here, we're going to look at the 15. Now, the smaller you go in the time frame, the more you got to be alert because you could enter into sideways and consolidation periods. So you got to keep your eye for that. But, you know, it crosses right here. This would have been profit. Crosses down right here. This would have been profit. Crosses right here. This would have been profit. Crosses down briefly here. This would have been profit. Crosses down here, and this would have been profit. So it's up to you guys, whichever time frame you want to do. But basically, if you follow the moving average, it should usually lead into some pretty good results. Real quickly here, I'm going to go over the other part of the strategy, and that's first you've got to determine the direction. So first you want to figure out, you want to find the last moment it crossed. So pick whatever time frame you want. Pick whatever time frame you want, but you got to go to the last moment where it crossed. Like here on the daily, we see that it crossed right here. Cross right here. So the overall direction is up. So since that is the moment of cross and it has not crossed again, the direction that we're going to be focusing on is up. So basically what you want to look for is you want to go to your trend strength index, and since the last cross, we want to focus on direction of it going up. So basically we want to come in every time it crosses up to the zero line. Now, currently right now, we're in a downtrend. We're in a downtrend, and you can tell you really shouldn't get in the trade unless these two lines cross again. But we are still in a bull moment here. So you can focus, but the moments are brief. So before you make that decision, make sure your lines are not facing down, because right now the overall direction is up, because the last time we crossed was right, well, with the last time it crossed was right over here, even though right now we're in a pullback. So I would personally wait till this starts getting close to crossing here, because we could still go down. We still have room to go down. Overall, we're still going up, but right here, right now, it is crossing up on the zero line. So you could take this trade if you want. But overall, we might have some room to come down. But basically, right now, it is crossing the zero line, and this could be for a temporary move up. But it's probably not going to be for a long one. So right here, we entered a trade, and you want to enter, like right here, you see it coming up, but this was very brief. And then you want to focus. Let's give you some examples, because we know the trend is going up. We see a moment right here, so this could have been a trade. This could have been a trade right here. So you could have entered here, and you could have entered here to go with the trend. You also see a moment right here to get in a trade. You can get in here. You can get in here. You can get in here. So this is doing it on the daily. We can also go down in time frames. The overall direction is up, but we are currently we're in a downtrend, but I think we're trying to recover. So if we go down in time frame, let's just go to the hour. So what do you want to wait for? You want to wait for little pumps like this one right here. It crosses up here, so you get a brief one here. Get a brief one here, which wouldn't last long. and a brief one here. And then you get a pretty good one right here. So it all depends on what the overall direction is doing. But if you're moving averages or in a downtrend, I would wait for the 9 and the 21 to at least cross, because you could still go down. But anyway, that's kind of how you do the strategy. What I first would do is I would focus on when they're crossing. I would go to a longer time frame, like the daily. I look on the daily and I look for the last time that all three moving averages crossed, which was a long time. Right there was. And if you missed that, I would look for all the moments, since it's above the 200 moving average. I would look for all the moments when the 921 are crossing. You get a moment right here. You get a moment right here. A little moment right here. There's a moment right here. And that's it for that. So basically, you can look at your moving averages. You can wait for all three of them to cross. And for other trades, you can wait for the 921 to cross. And once you have identified the direction, you can refer to your trend strength index for more scalping moves. So anyway, this strategy is very effective. One thing I tried doing with this strategy, I really don't focus on the small time frames. I focus on the longer time frames. I try to look for it on the daily, but the daily won't cross as much. So I look for it on the hour. So I'll look for the 9, the 21, and the 200 to cross. If you miss that cross, then you want to wait for the 9 and the 21 to cross in that same direction of the 200 moving average. And if you're using a longer time frame, I would refer to the trend strength index for other scalping moves. But anyway, if you guys like this strategy, make sure to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. I'll see you guys in future videos.